Hello learners, welcome back to X4 Excited for Learning. So today we are going to do the project Air Hockey Pattern. Okay, so let's get started. First, this is my project. I'm just going to make the output a little bigger because then we can see what is the actual. So first it shows press space to serve, and I clicked on space, and now as you can see that I just lost, right? Because the ball has touched my goal. So that's the reason I lost. Now you can see that the score of the computer has been increased. At this point of time, this is a one-player game. But you can make it a two-player game as well. So how is it a one-player game? It's a one-player game because the comp mallet or the computer mallet is moving according to the x position of the ball. Okay, so observe this time. So whenever the ball is going anywhere in the x position, then it goes the same place. See, it's just following the ball, doesn't matter. That's so this is a one player game, and we can never get point because it is impossible, because it always follows the x position, so it will touch at the right time, and so it's not possible for us to get points, but it's just like for fun. And I'll just show you one more thing. When we get 5 points, yeah, now you can see that it has to show game over, press R to restart, and both the mallets have been come to the proper position. And now if you press R, I'm going to press the key R. Oh, okay, so it's over here. I should, okay, I was actually editing something, so now we have to wait for 5 points. This takes time. Okay, so just 2 more. Okay, now I'm going to press a key R, and then you can see that the points have been again restarted, like it's 0-0 again, and it shows the same thing. Press space to serve. Okay, this is like a match of 5 points. Okay, so let's get into the coding. First we have to declare the variables. Okay, so first var goal2 equal to create sprite. So actually I just wanted to tell one more thing, that a player mallet is in the bottom side and the comp mallet is in the top. Actually they have given in Whitehat Junior the coding for like the comp mallet should be down and player mallet should be up, but I thought that usually all games say that the closest should be us, right? All the games say that the player, that means us, we are at the down, like we control the down part and the computer controls the up part. So I thought that why don't I change? That's it. It doesn't really matter, it's your wish, like if you want the comp mallet to be down and the player mallet to be up, or either way. Okay, so goal 2 equals to create sprite. That means the goal, I'll just show you what is goal 2. Just to notice the difference, I'm going to change the color. Now you can see that this goal 2 shape color is changed to red. That's the reason this is the goal 2, and that's goal 1. Okay, so we are goal 2 and the computer's goal is goal 1. Okay, now next is the position of the goal and everything. It's actually given, every single thing is given. You can see that the position of the goals have been given, the position of the striker, the player mallet, the comp mallet, everything is given. So we just have to code these all down, like as it is, we have to just code them. Okay, so I just copied all these measurements except for the goals and the player mallet. As I told you before only, and I have changed, I have made them opposite. Okay, so if you want, you can just like see over there and type it over here, so exactly the same. You can do that, it's even easier. Okay, so then it said that the goal 2 should be yellow and goal 1 should be yellow. Both the goals should be yellow, so I did it yellow. right? Next, goal 1 equal to create sprite, same thing. So goal 2 is in the bottom, goal 1 is in the top. Okay, player mallet is in the bottom, comp mallet is in the top. It's simple. Okay, so I don't need to discuss all of these, I think, because they are already given. Everything is given already. The striker's position, the player mallet, the comp mallet, all is given. So we don't need to really discuss about this. And one more thing is that they said that the ball or the striker is called a striker, but I decided to keep it as a ball. Okay, so it's your wish. You can name it anything you want. Next, I declare the variables wall1, wall2, wall3, wall4, wall5, wall6. Okay, so they told that draw boundaries. I didn't call it boundaries but wall, because wall is short and boundaries is such a big word, so we have to type it again and again. So wall is smaller and it's easier to type, am I right? Yeah, so that's the reason. And we need 6 walls. I'll show you what walls are, which one. So I'll change the color to red, each and every wall. So the right side one is wall 1, and yeah, actually then we need 6 walls, because they have already given for reference that it should be like this. Yeah, but the code we have to, so I thought that it looks good, right? So that's the reason I did it the same way. Okay, if you want to change the color of the background, you can change. Of the mallets, you can change. Of the ball, you can change. Okay, so it's completely your wish. Okay, but these are just like suggestions you can keep. Okay, so next I've created all the walls. If I go through everything, it's going to take a lot of time, so I'm just skipping most of them. Okay, so it's just the same thing. I'll just discuss the important parts. Okay, so next we have to create comp score, player score, and game state equals to serve. So we have to define first as the game state as serve. Okay, and then we'll just replace the serve by anything like play, reset, or anything you wish for. Okay, so it just replaced by the serve is replaced by another word. That's it. Okay, so the comp score 0 at the start, it's 0. Player score is also 0, because before we start the game, how can we get points, right? So that's the reason. Next, game state equals to serve. Okay, yeah, so the serve we can replace it with anything, but we have to first define it as serve. Something should be there, right? Then you'll change the serve into reset or play or anything you wish for. Okay, now let's go into the function draw function. The coding. So background should be green. Should, I'm not saying should, but yeah, I preferred green as the same way this showed us, right? They, here's the reference and they showed it was green, so I like the way they showed, so that's the reason. Next, if game state equals to serve, actually, why do we need 3 equals to? So we are using it now. Before we have defined it, but now we have to use it, right? So that's the reason we have to keep 3 equals to. Okay, and next, if the game state is serve, then this should happen. So we have defined that the first it should be serve. Okay, so that's the reason. If the game state is serve, text size 18, fill white, the color of the text should be white and the size of the text should be 18, and then press space to serve is the text that we need. So now we can see that this is the text, and now we can see that the game state right now we are seeing right here is the serve state. The game state is serve. The status of the state, the status of the game is serve. Okay, so we can see that the, like, the state is means that in which position, or like suppose if you order pizza, so it shows that is it in the baking state, is it in the topping state where you top, or is it in the packing state, you can see, right? Most of the shops which I have seen. So that's the reason this is state. And if you go to career, courier, like if you order something from any website you wish for, and then it shows that is it shipped or packed or what is it on the way, like that. This is the status. Okay, so the game status are, and what comp mallet dot x is equals to 200. So first let me change these numbers and let's see what will happen actually. It was 200, right? Now I'll make it 100. Okay, so comp mallet x equals to, so y equals to 50. So this is the position of the comp mallet, 250. This is the position of the comp mallet. Okay, so whenever we see, it should be seen like the comp mallet should be in that position. Okay, so whenever it's in serve, it should be in that position. That is what we are defining it as. Okay, next, this one is over. Now we are starting a fresh one. Fill white. Text player score equals to, player score, comma 40, comma 250. Now if you keep these in inverted commas, now suppose if you keep this like this, now let's see what will happen. Now we can see the text has been, like, literally what is there inside the inverted comma has been seen. But now we are seeing the player score, not that we want the word player score should be seen. Now I've kept this in inverted comma. So what is happening, that they are copying it and pasting on the screen. But we don't want that. We want that the player score, as in the 00, should be seen, not the word player score and comp score, right? So that's the reason we shouldn't write it in inverted commas. Okay, if you write it by mistake, just backspace it, because it will make a lot of mess if you do like that. Okay, so next, these are the positions of the text. So this player score should be placed like 40 and 215, and comp score should be placed at 40 and 195. It's just the positions of the player score and comp score, like the 0, 0. Next, player mallet dot velocity x equals to 0, velocity y equal to 0. Actually, what will happen if we don't have this? Let's see what will happen. So I'm commenting it. Okay, it usually happens. Okay, now I'm commenting it, and let's see the difference, what will happen. Now I'm just leaving it, but it's just going automatically, right? It's just going wherever it wants. If we don't, so we have to keep that initially it should be 0, 0. Whenever we press any key, then only it should start moving. It shouldn't move whenever we like, it shouldn't move without we pressing it. If we do that, it's hard, right? Now if you leave it also, it's just moving. It makes no sense, right? So that's the reason we shouldn't keep we have to keep this. Okay, if you don't keep, you can see the mess that is happening. Okay, so without this, it will go automatically without we doing anything. Like you saw that I removed my hands off the keys, but still it's moving. If you have this, then whenever you press it, then only it will go. Like, see, I left it, so it's not moving. That's it. Okay, now next, create edge sprites. We use this to make edge sprites. Now we really don't need edge sprites for this, because there's walls. Now if you have like any project that doesn't have anything but the boundaries, then you need it. But in this, really we don't need to create edge sprites, but it's just like I just kept it over there. If you don't keep it also, it doesn't really matter. Create edge sprites is for making edges. Okay, it's like creating invisible boundaries for the canvas. Okay, so next, ball dot bounce of wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, wall 4, wall 4, player mallet and comp mallet. So ball should bounce off 4 walls. Like I really like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know the real positions. I'm just saying the outer boundaries, not the inside. There are two lines, not these, just the outer ones. As you can see, I'm moving the mouse, only those, not these are not counted. Okay, so the ball should bounce off these four walls. Why? Because it shouldn't go out of the canvas. If it goes, it doesn't make any sense. And ball that bounce off player mallet. It should bounce off player mallet, am I right? So if it doesn't bounce off, then it will just go through the player mallet and the com mallet, and it doesn't really make sense to play like that, right? Yeah. And what is this? These two straight lines. This is the OR symbol. So this one we have to use to make. Now if you want it, then we have to write again and again the same thing. Instead of this, you can just write OR and then done. That's it. Just keep OR, and it's not really useful right here, but sometimes it's really useful. If you use the if condition, then again and again we have to use many if conditions. With this, we can just make two straight lines and then write the next thing. Okay, so now we understand what's the use of these. Now let's see what is this. Player mallet bounce off wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, wall 4. Because the player mallet also shouldn't go outside. Right now, yeah, now it will just go, it won't go. But if you don't have this, now I'll just show you. Now, as you can see, the player mallet is gone. So we need this. It shouldn't go out of the canvas. Actually, out of the four walls. So, yeah, that's it. And then you might be wondering that why haven't I kept for the com mallet? Because we have as I told you first only, that the com mallet follows the x position of the ball, and we know we have already coded that the ball shouldn't go outside the walls. Now if the ball doesn't go, automatically the com mallet won't go, because if the com mallet or the computer mallet follows the x position of the ball. Now if the ball won't go, the com mallet will also not go. Just simple. Okay, so then we don't need to write such big lines of code for that. It's like the ball won't go, the com mallet won't go. That's it. Com mallet bounce of wall 5, wall 5, and player mallet bounce of wall 6. So why did we keep this? Because I'm pressing the up arrow. Now I'm pressing the up arrow, and the player mallet shouldn't go right out of this, right? Then it would go in the com mallet's area, and then it would just make a mess. So it shouldn't go, and neither should the com mallet. But we really don't need that com mallet bounce off, because it will just go right, left and right. It won't go up and down. So it doesn't really matter, but I just kept it for formality. Okay, so now if key down space and game state is serve is equal to 3 times, means that if the game state is serve and if we press the space, then the ball should be served. Served as in it should move. And what should we code to make it move? We have to keep the velocity. So now ball dot velocity x equal to 7 and ball dot velocity y equals to -5. So I'll show you which. So it's going like this. So it's going up and it's going to the right. Okay, actually I kept some space. Yeah, so that's the reason I kept this code, so that it gets served as in it should move, right? And when it will move, if we add the code velocity x and velocity y, that's the reason. Okay, and once the key down space happens, and once we press space, the game state should be changed into play. So now we have defined the game state as play. From it was serve, because now In serve state, it shows press space to serve, and all the positions of the com mallet and player mallet come to the right position. But now we are playing it, right? So that's the reason now from serve state it comes to play state. Now we are defining this for the first time. We are not using it. So that's the reason just 1 equals to. Okay. So we have just few lines of code more. Yeah. Next, if key down, right arrow, left arrow, down arrow, up arrow. So this is already given, as I told you. See, this is the code. I kept it my way, like I like the way player mallet dot velocity x equal to 7. I like it this way, but you can either they have given it like this: player mallet x equals to uh, player mallet dot x equals to player mallet dot x minus 10. So it is this way. It doesn't really matter. It's your wish. Coding has freedom. Okay. So I liked it this way, and my teacher also didn't say no. So I thought that I'll just do it this way. Okay. So next, this is the first if condition, that right arrow, then the, so positive number means right side, negative number of x position means the left side. So now I get positive number 7. Positive number 7 means it will go fast, but 7 speed is fast, but in the right side. Okay. So if you want it to go left side, then you have to keep minus 7. And we don't want, whenever we press the button right arrow, we don't want it to go up and down, right? We just want it to go right. That's the reason we have to keep the y 0. Now if you don't keep this also, it will automatically detect as player mallet velocity y should be 0. Okay. So it's just like in maths. Now if you keep 0, that means it will read it like plus 0. It automatically means that you are writing plus 0, even though if you keep plus or not. But if you want it as negative number, you have to keep the subtraction symbol. The same way goes. Left arrow means we want negative number for x position means left. So negative number 7. It's going fast. Down arrow, so positive number of y goes down and negative number of y goes up. Okay. Easy. Yeah. Next, com mallet dot x equals to ball dot x. What does this mean? It means that the com mallet should follow the x position of the com mallet's x position should follow the ball's x position. It's easy. This is the code. Now this is automatically using artificial intelligence. Okay. It's a 1-player game. You can actually convert it into a 2-player game. It's your wish. If your teacher says that you have to keep a 2-player game, but my teacher said that you can leave it as 1-player game. So I just left it like that because 1-player game coding is way easier than 2-player game. Next, if ball dot is touching goal 1, or the or symbol, you see the 2 straight lines, and or ball dot is touching goal 2, then what will happen? Inside a if condition, again 2 if conditions. Okay. So if ball dot is touching goal 1, then what will happen? Player score equal to player score plus 1. We know that the goal 1 is the top one and goal 2 is the bottom one. So if the ball is touching goal 1, that means the computer's goal, then automatically it's pretty obvious that we get a point. The player get a point. But now the next condition says that if ball dot is touching goal 2 is our goal. If the ball is touching our goal, that means the computer will get the points easy. Okay, so player score equal to player score plus 1. Now lastly, reset. This is game state reset. Okay, so game state equal to serve. If reset means that it will go again to the game state serve. Okay, if so, like it will just reset back again and it will go to serve. if any of them get 1 point. Next, if players score 3 times equal to or com score equal to 5, then game state equal to end. So we want that after any of us, like the comp or the player, get 5 points, then the game should end. Okay, so game state equal to end. So first it was serve, then it came to play, and now it is end. Okay, now this now text, whenever it's 5 score, the game state should be converted into end, and this should be displayed when any of them gets 5 points. Okay, text game over, okay, in the inverted comma. So we have kept the inverted comma, that means we want the text game over to be seen on the screen, and then press R to restart should be also seen. Okay, the press R to restart text should be also seen. So how will anyone know, like we have programmed it, but how will they know whether what keys should they press to make it restart? So that's the reason it is important we write this text. These are the positions of the text. So I'll just show you. Okay, I'll just make it 5 points and then I'll show you what am I talking about. 2, 3, why can't it be faster? 4, 5. Now I'll just zoom it in so that you can see. Now you can see that game over and press R to restart is seen. Okay, now the players can immediately understand that we have to press R to make it restart. Okay, next, player mallet.x equals to 200 and player mallet.y is equal to 350. So this means that the player mallet should come back to its position. Okay, so this means that whenever all the score has been ended, like 5 score has been, like any of the players scores 5 points, then the game should end and the player mallet should come back to its position. Okay, next, if key down R and 2 ands. So and is a symbol above 7. So if you press shift 7, then you can get the symbol and. We have to use 2 ands, and so key down R and game state end. If key down R and game state end, so both should be true, then game state equal to serve. So it comes back to serve. So now it's again serve and then the game again restarts. Okay, and then when it's serve, the comp score equal to 0 and player score equal to 0. We have already said that whenever it's serve, then then we have to see the text, press space to serve, and everything should restart. Same. So next, function reset. So this we'll just quickly discuss. When function reset, that means when it resets, the ball should go back to 200, which is in the middle of the board. And ball.velocity x equal to 0, ball.velocity y equal to 0. That means the ball shouldn't move. That's it. So it was a pretty hard project. It will take time, but if you have patience, it's always possible. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to watch our previous videos for more updates. And if you have any suggestions, or if you want me to make any videos, then you can always comment them, and the link is given in the description given below. Thank you.